Good morning, everyone. How are you today?
Great.
Yes, great. Thank you. Today we come to the final lesson of Unit 8, New Ways to Learn. Lesson 8, Looking Back and Project. Okay. To start the lesson today, we are going to have a warm-up activity called Slido Brainstorming. Now, I'd like you to use your smartphone. Scan the QR code on the screen, join slido.com and answer the questions. What do you use electronic devices for? Okay, you can write as many answers as you want, and you will have 2 minutes for this activity. Now, scan the QR code on the screen. You can write as many answers as you want. We started to see many answers on the screen. Come on. Okay, everyone. Thumbs up, everyone. Please stop typing. Well, we can see that there are a lot of answers here. Let's see what we have here. I can see learn online, search information. In addition, we have watch video, make video calls, look up dictionary, search for information, playing games, gaming, yes, talking to friends, doing coursework, ordering food, and find outfit ideas. Yes, and we can see learn online and search information are the ideas that many of you choose, right? So we can see that electronic devices plays an important role in our life, especially in our study. And in the second part of the lesson today, we are going to listen to the project presentation by all groups about this topic. But first of all, we come to the first part, looking back. We are going to review pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar of Unit 8. Please come to the first part, looking back. Yes, first of all, we are going to review pronunciation. As you remember, in Unit 8, we learned how to put stress on words in a sentence. And now, let's look at the word and tell me, in a sentence, do we put stress on the content words or the structure words? As you remember, the content words include the words from like nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. And structural words, or we can say function words, these are the words that have grammatical meaning. For example, determiners, articles, prepositions, pronouns, or auxiliary verbs. Now tell me, do we put stress on content words or structural words? Khanh, please.
I think we put stress on content words.
Yes, perfect. In a sentence, we often put stress on the content words. In contrast, the structural words are often unstressed in a sentence. Okay. Now, apply the rules and do task 1 on page 94. You are going to listen and underline the stressed words in the sentences. Now listen carefully.
Track 63. Unit 8. New Ways to Learn. Page 94. Looking back. Pronunciation. Listen and underline the stressed words in the sentences. Then practice reading them. 1.
Many students bring smartphones to school nowadays.
2.
You can download the app to study English.
3.
Thanks to technology, students can learn anywhere.
4.
My sister is looking for information for her presentation tomorrow.
Okay, so have you got the answers for this exercise?
Yes.
Yes. Now, let's check together. I would like to invite a student to stand up and read aloud sentence number 1. Pay attention to the stress words. Nhật Anh, can you do it?
Yes. Many students bring smartphone to schools nowadays.
Yes, so we have the stress words are...
Students bring smartphone school and nowadays.
Yes, so do you have any comments for his answer? Nhi?
I think we must stress the word students bring smartphone in school.
Yes. Now, let's see the answers. We have students, smartphone, and school are nouns. Bring is a verb, and nowadays is an adverb. So we put stress on these words. Yes, thank you. Sentence number 2. Khanh, can you?
You can download the app to study English.
Yes, so can you tell me the stress words?
I think the stress words are you, download, app, study English.
Nhật Anh, do you want to comment anything on her answer?
I think her pronunciation are good.
Yes. Now, let's see the answer. Pay attention. You is a pronoun. Yes. So we don't put stress on this word. We have download, app, study, and English. Okay. Good. Number 3. Nhi, please.
Thanks to technology, students can learn everywhere.
Yes. So we have the words.
Thanks to technology, students learn everywhere, anywhere.
Anywhere. Okay, now let's see the answer. Yeah, we have technology. Students learn in anywhere is an adverb. Thanks to, we don't put a, for the word thanks to, we don't put stress on this word. Okay, and the last one, number 4, Khanh, please.
My sister is looking for information for her presentation tomorrow.
Yes.
So I think the stress word would be sister looking for information presentation tomorrow.
Yes, you say looking for. Actually, it is the word looking only. For is a preposition, so we don't put stress on preposition. Okay? Now, let's see the answer again. Okay. Now, I would like you to spend time practicing reading aloud this sentence with your partner. Okay. Now, let's review the vocabulary of Unit 8. In this unit, we learned a lot of words and phrases related to the topic New Ways to Learn. Now, what you have to do is doing task 2 on page 94 of your student book. Now, look at your student book, page 94. Okay? What you have to do is to complete the sentences using the words in the box. Okay? Please pay attention to the word forms because this can help you to do this task better. Okay, you have 2 minutes to do this task. 2 minutes, start. Okay, now let's check together. I'd like to invite a student to come here, use a computer, and put the appropriate words into the blanks. Who can do this? Khanh, please. Okay. Okay, thank you, Khanh. Come back to your seat. Okay, thank you, Khanh. Now, let's look at the board and see how many correct answers Khanh gets. Okay, let's see. Wow, congratulations. You have 5 out of 5 correct answers. Good job. Now, let's check together one by one. We have sentence number 1. I don't like online learning because it's hard to make friends with my classmates. So you have online learning is the correct answer here. Question number 2. Traditional schools may not prepare us for the jobs of the future. Yes, we have the term traditional schools. Okay. Number 3. I am taking an online course, so I need a faster internet connection. So remember the use of the phrase internet connection. Okay. Number 4. With blended learning, students are still able to attend face-to-face classes. You remember the term blended learning? We talked a lot about it in Unit 8, right? Yeah. So, who can tell me, how do you understand this term? Nhi, how do you understand this term? You need time to revise. Now, so, do you have the answers? Yeah, you don't remember this term. So, can I invite Quỳnh Anh? Can you tell me, how do you understand this term?
Blended learning?
Yes.
Blended learning means that it's a combination of online learning and traditional learning.
Yes, it's correct. Or we can say, blended learning is the method that integrates digital materials and technology with traditional classroom activities. Okay, so remember? Yes. And number 5, projects help us improve our teamwork skills. Okay, we have the term teamwork. Thank you a lot for joining this activity. Very good. Now, can anyone help me to read aloud the 5 sentences? Nhật Anh, read aloud the 5 sentences again.
1. I don't like online learning because it's hard to make friends with my classmates. 2. Traditional school may not prepare us for the jobs of the future. 3. I'm taking an online course, so I need a fast internet connection. 4. With blended learning, students are still able to attend face-to-face classes. 5. Projects help us improve our teamwork skills.
Thank you, Nhật Anh. I think that your pronunciation is very good, and especially I like the way you put stress on the words of the sentence. You apply the rules we have learned in the previous part, right? But pay attention to this word. This is a noun, so we put stress on the first syllable. We say it, project, projects. Okay? Yes, thank you. We have finished the second part, vocabulary. Now we move on to the third part, grammar. So everyone, can you tell me what is the most important grammatical point of Unit 8 that you have learned? Yeah, how do we call this? Nhi, can you? Right? Thank you, good. And now we are going to review this grammatical point by doing task 3 on page 94. What you have to do now is to complete the sentences with the relative pronouns who, which, that, or whose. And for this exercise, you may use more than one relative pronouns in some sentences. Are you clear? Yes. I think that you have about 4 minutes to complete this exercise. Let's do it. Okay, everyone, have you finished?
Yeah.
Yes. So I want to invite a student to come here, come to the board and write down your answer. Okay? Okay, now Nhi, let's come here. Can you see the slide? Okay. Thank you, Nhi. The other students, do you want to give any comments or you want to add any answers on Nhi's answers? Khanh, do you want to add anything?
I think in the second sentence, another appropriate word would be that.
That, okay, I will write it down here. Number 2, right?
Yes.
Anything else?
Number 1 also.
Number 1 also. Okay, I will write down all of your options here. That.
I think for number 5.
Number 5, also that can be used. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for your contribution. Now, let's check one by one. So, number 1, let's see the answers. That is a teacher who or that has received an award for excellent teaching. So, who can tell me? This is a defining or non-defining relative clause. Nhật Anh, do you know? Yes, correct. This is a defining relative clause because the word who defined the noun teacher before it. Okay, so we say defining, very good. And in defining relative clause, we can use that to substitute for who or which. Okay, so number 1, that's correct. Number 2, let's see. We were invited to attend a talk show which or that is popular with teenagers. The same, right? It's also a defining relative clause because which or that here is a relative pronoun define the word talk show before it. So we say defining relative clause. Yes, thank you. Number 3, there are schools which offers both face-to-face and online classes is the best in this city. This is a defining or non-defining, Khanh?
I think it's a non-defining.
Yes, because the relative pronouns here just gives extra information to the words before it. This, their school. So we cannot use that in this sentence. And we have the comma here. Can you see the comma? Yes, okay, so this is which only. Very good. Number 4, the students whose names are on the list will join the field trip. Yeah. This is, we talk about, what do we talk about when we use the word whose? Possessions. Yes, very good, Quỳnh Anh. So this is whose is the correct answer, and this is the only correct answer. Okay. We move on to number 5. Have you finished the project which or that was given by our teacher? Yes, the same, right? Is this also a defining or non-defining, everyone? Defining? Defining is the correct answer. I just want to check here. Okay. Yes, this is which or that is are both correct. Okay. And the last one, my cousin John. Now, we have who, because we talk about person in a non-defining, right? Who lives in Da Nang is coming to visit me this weekend. Okay, so who is the correct answer? So, do you remember the use of defining and non-defining relative clauses? Yes. Again, I would like to invite Nhi. Can you stand up and read aloud the 6 sentences again? Okay.
Sentence number 1, that is the teacher who has received an award for excellent teaching. Sentence number 2, we were invited to attend a talk show which is popular with teenagers. Their school, which offer both face-to-face and online classes, is the best in the city. The student whose names are on the list will join the field trip. Have you finished the project that was given by our art teacher? My cousin John, who's living in Dalang, is coming to visit me this weekend.
Okay, thank you Nhi a lot. Yes, your speaking is really good, but just something I want to point out so that you can improve in the future. For example, the words popular. Pay attention to the syllable on the first, okay, the first syllable, popular. Or you can pay attention to project, as I have commented for Nhật Anh. Project, first words, first stressed syllable. Now we come to the second part of the lesson, project. We are going to present our project about technology for learning. I did give you the instructions for this project in lesson 1 of unit 8, right? So you have about 3 weeks to prepare for this project. Now I will tell you what you have to do now. Each group will present in about 5 to 7 minutes. And then the other groups will listen carefully and tick on the peer assessment form here I will give you now, and you can give questions for the groups at the end. Okay, and after listening to all the projects, you are going to vote for the most attractive one. Are you clear? Yes, so I can see that all groups are very excited to present your work. Now, group 1, are you ready? Okay, time for group 1. Please give them a big applause. Okay. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nhật Anh, and on behalf of Group 1, I would like to present to you our project about technology for learning. And our project comes in 5 main parts: introduction, aims, methods, result and discussion, and implication. Me, myself, will do part 1, 2, and 3, and my teammate, me, will present part 4 and part 5. And we will head on to introduction. In this part, I will tell you why we chose this topic. As you all know, we are youngsters who are keen on technology and invention. Smart devices are playing an important role in our daily life. That's why we would like to carry out a project to investigate the habit of using smart devices among teenagers in a small scale. Our aims for this presentation is, as required in the student book, we would like to find out the answer to 3 of these questions, including how many students use each device, which electronic device students use for study and relaxation, and social interaction, and how often do they use this device. Our methods using to take information for the presentation, there will be 2 methods that we use to get information for our presentation. First of all is a questionnaire. Due to the situation of COVID-19 pandemic, we use Google Form to collect data conveniently. We receive 50 responses from students in different classes in our school. And the second way is interview. We decide to interview 3 students to get more information as well as a further explanation. We did this online via Zoom application. Now, head on to part 4 and part 5, which will be represented by Nhi, my partner.
let's turn to the result and discussion about our survey. First of all, let's look at the research question 1. How many students use each device? Look at the data in the chart. We can clearly see that most of students use smartphone and laptops. For 100% students have a smartphone and 80% students have a laptop. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, every student have to learn online, so their parents need to provide them the electronic devices for learning. Desktop computer seems to less popular than laptops. Only 20% of students have a laptop. They explain that laptops is more convenient, smaller, and portable than a desktop computer. The least popular item is a tablet. Only 16% of participants have a tablet. It can be explained that the tablet is quite expensive and also is not as convenient and multifunctional as a smartphone. For the research question number 2, we have asked the student the purpose of using electronic devices. As you can see, all of the students use electronic devices for studying, such as search information, browse the internet, submit and receive assignment. They also use electronic devices for social interaction, such as social network, receive and send message, or making phone calls. Also, all of the students use electronic devices for relaxation, such as watch movies, play games, or listen to music. 90% of students use electronic devices for taking photos. 74% of students using electronic devices for online shopping, like they like ordering food, clothes, or stuff. It take 15%. And also another purpose of using electronic devices is for transportation, such as booking a car or a motorbike via Grab application. And electronic devices can also be used for the payment, like e-wallet or internet banking. It takes 28%. And the last question is, how often do they use these devices? You can see from the pie chart that the majority of the students taking this survey, they use electronic devices for 6 to 8 hours per day. It's such a big amount of time, but they explain that the students need to study online. However, many of them admit that they are addicted to these electronic devices. From the result of the project, we can see that using smart devices is an indispensable part of students' life nowadays due to many reasons. However, there are some side effects of using electronic devices too much. We can name that using electronic devices too much can make our eyesight poor, cause obesity, make our neck and back pain, and even cause a headache due to the radiation. To sum up, we would like to share with you some tips to use electronic devices properly. First, don't charge near your bed. The second is put it away when you walk inside your house. Turn off notifications for unnecessary apps. Take a break every 45 minutes. Turn off your phone when you are going to bed. And finally, stand up and do some exercise. We hope that these tips will help you to use electronic devices more properly and effectively. And that is our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, all groups. You have done a really good job. Now, I would like to give some comments for group 1 first. Okay. First of all, I talk about the good points of your speaking, of your performance. Firstly, we can see that you have a good structures with 5 main parts, and everything is very clear and easy to follow, right? And I really like the way you point out and answer the 3 research questions. So it is very clear, and so you have a good content for your project. And I think that it is a good preparation for higher education when you have to carry out a scientific research in the future when you are in university. Okay, that is a good point. Another thing, I also like the way you visualize the data into the bar charts and pie charts, so that's very clear to see. And because images always make the audience absorb the information easier than the words only, right? The third point is that I think that you have a good pronunciation and good intonation. Both presenter, Nhật Anh and Nhi, you have good speaking and you speak very naturally and clearly. Okay, that's a good point. However, I would like to point out some things that you may need to note down to improve in the next time speaking. The first thing is I want to talk about the PowerPoint slide. Your PowerPoint presentation is really beautiful and looks so professional. Okay. However, just pay attention to the use of colors in your charts and diagram. Can you back to the slide of the pie chart, of the bar chart? Yeah. Yes, this one. As I see some words in gray color like this, quite difficult to see, so pay attention to the use of the words and the background colors. Remember to use the contrary color so that it will be easier to see, okay? And another point is that I want to talk about the part of Nhật Anh. You may prepare the script more carefully at home, so that try to interact with the visuals more. Try to use more hand gesture and body language so that you can attract the attention of the audience more. To improve that, I would like to suggest a way that you may rehearse at home with your teammates, so that your teammates can help you for the time management and for the pronunciation more. Okay, and the teammate can listen and give comments for your performance at home before you present. Okay. That's all I want to comment on your performance. But in general, I think that Group 1 today have done a really good job. Congratulations. Yes. Okay. Yeah. At home, send me the slide and the work division so that I can give marks to you at home. Okay. After the performance of Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4, please prepare for the next part. Okay, now let's review what we have learned today. In the lesson today, we reviewed the stressed sentence, the relative pronouns and vocabularies of different ways of learning. In addition, we also make a presentation about technology for learning. At home, please do the exercise in the workbook and prepare for Unit 9, Lesson 1. So we come to the end of the lesson today. Thanks for your attention and goodbye.